In this video, we're brewing our cup of the global tea blend. We're going to talk a little bit about why blending 31 different teas from 31 different growing regions around the world is a little more challenging as a tea blend. What the recipe that I am suggesting to you as a starting place for your brew of a blended tea like this is 3.5 grams in to 8 ounces or 1 cup of water. Now, this spoonful I have measured out, one of my kitchen spoons is the equivalent to approximately 3.5 grams. So this spoon is actually about 2 teaspoons full, or under about 2/3 of a tablespoon full of the dry leaf, or 3.5 grams. Now I have, this is, so you can see, the dry leaf is actually an interesting part of the experience of brewing this leaf. When you look at it, you'll see so many different shapes of leaf, the different sizes that it's been broken into or that it's been kept whole. So by looking at this 3.5 grams of tea, you'll see a lot of the kind of diversity that we're bringing together in this 1 cup. And then after you brew, you see how 3.5 grams reconstitutes, how these leaves come back to life. And if you've never brewed whole leaf tea, if you've only used tea bags, this I think will be an adventure for you. So I brewed the tea in this glass pitcher, tempered glass pitcher, but this one is a very simple one. You could do the same thing in a mason jar because you get to see the leaves floating in the water. You get to watch them come back to life again. It's almost like a dance. And when you see them floating and you're comparing wet leaves, you see a lot more in the water than you do when they're put into a dish, strained and put into a dish. And then we have the color of the liquor. The temperature that I brewed this at was at 195 degrees Fahrenheit, just under boiling. Boiling is 212. And the color that for a little over 2 minutes, you can go more, you can go less, that's to your taste. Then we come up with this beautiful golden green liquor. Very flavorful too, I might add. Now, one of the things about multiple infusions that's perhaps even more relevant in this tea than in some others is that all of these different leaf sizes, the ones I described to you in the dry, and that you can see in the dry and the wet leaf, infuse at a different rate. So while some teas, like an oolong tea, we can say there are multiple infusions because the leaf has been rolled and twisted tightly, and it opens gradually and slowly over time that it's soaking in the water, and at each level there's a different flavor. Well, that's true with this tea as well, with our global tea blend, because some of those tiny, thin, broken pieces of leaf give off the color and off the flavor right away. Boom, they're going to dominate the first infusion. But if you add more water, if you brew a little, a second, even a third cup, you're going to give some of those twisted leaves a greater opportunity to open, and their flavor profile will dominate the second and third cups. I find 3 infusions is probably what most people would like. Certainly go for it if you want to play and experiment with this, because what this tea is not a prize winner. It's not going to be measured against other great phenomenal teas. I'm not trying to even suggest that this is a blending technique that should be practiced. But what I would like to suggest is this is a tea that can make you think. And that's what Sip for Peace is all about. Think of how all of these different individual leaves, things that aren't perhaps originally ever meant to come together, how they do come together by maintaining their individuality, like we hopefully will respect and maintain all of our different cultures, come together for a very unique and wonderful flavor. During Sip for Peace, let's imagine how the world is going to be when we no longer have to invest any of our resources or any of our thinking in a world divided by war. Imagine for a minute how we will come together in peace. This is a tea that I hope will make us all think. That's for the next 31 days, each day. I invite you to imagine the world in peace and sip for it. While sip for the idea. Here's to world peace, and to you.